Have you ever been in a situation where someone said something hurtful to you, and before you even thought, words of anger slipped out of your mouth? Maybe it was only one or two sentences, but those words left a mark that could not easily be erased. Maybe you made a choice in a moment of frustration that later filled you with regret. If you look back carefully, you will notice something powerful. It was not always the situation that hurt you the most. It was your reaction to it. What we say or do in those quick moments of heat often has more power than the event itself. This is why learning the art of not reacting can change your entire life. Imagine a child throwing a stone into a calm lake. For a moment, the water splashes and ripples spread out, but soon the surface becomes still again, as if nothing ever disturbed it. The lake does not chase after the stone. It does not get angry. It simply allows the disturbance to pass. The same is true for us. Life will always throw stones in our path. People will test us, situations will upset us, and emotions will rise. But if we learn to be like the lake, letting the ripples fade away, we discover our greatest strength. The world we live in today does not make this easy. Everything pushes us to react instantly. Social media rewards quick comebacks. Society praises those who respond faster, argue louder, and prove their point immediately. Anger is seen as strength. Silence is often mistaken for weakness. But here's the truth that most people never realize. Reacting quickly does not make you strong. It makes you a slave to your emotions. True strength comes when you pause, when you breathe, when you decide with calmness instead of anger. Not reacting is not weakness. It is power, the deepest kind of power. Think about nature. The mountain does not bend for the storm. The sky does not scream at the clouds. The ocean does not rise up in anger every time rain falls upon it. These powerful forces remain steady, unshaken, vast, and calm. And within you, there is the same power. The power to remain strong and unbothered even when chaos surrounds you. The power to stay silent when everyone else is shouting. The power to watch, wait, and choose wisely instead of reacting blindly. Now, let's bring this closer to real life. Imagine being at work and a colleague criticizes you unfairly in front of others. The first reaction that rises inside you is to defend yourself immediately, to attack back, to protect your pride. But what if instead you take a breath and remain calm? What if you wait and later, in private, explain your side with composure? That silence, that patience shocks people more than any angry word ever could. It shows strength that few possess. People begin to trust you, respect you, and admire you not for your reactions, but for your calmness. That is the kind of power that builds leadership, relationships, and peace. Not reacting does not mean you are ignoring the situation. It does not mean you are suppressing your emotions. It simply means you are not giving your power away. You are not letting someone else's actions decide how you feel inside. It is like having a shield around your heart. Whatever comes toward you, you have the choice to let it bounce off instead of piercing your peace. There is a famous truth. Between what happens to us and how we respond, there is a space. That space is small, but it carries incredible power. In that space, we are free. In that space, we can choose patience over anger, understanding over hatred, silence over chaos. And in that space lies our happiness, our growth, and our wisdom. Think about your relationships. How many arguments could have been avoided if you had paused for just 3 seconds before replying? How many friendships would still be alive if anger had not spoken first? How many hearts would still be unbroken if silence had been chosen instead of rage? Sometimes silence is not weakness. It is strategy. Sometimes silence is not running away. It is standing taller than the storm. When you refuse to react with anger, you break the cycle of negativity. Hatred stops with you. Negativity cannot spread through you. The fire dies when you refuse to add wood to it. That is why the strongest people are not the loudest, but the calmest. They do not waste their energy on small battles. They do not trade their peace for temporary satisfaction. They rise above, protecting their energy for what truly matters. And here is something beautiful. When you begin to live like this, others notice. They see how you remain calm while others lose control. They wonder how you stay unshaken when storms try to break you. And your calmness begins to inspire them. You show them, without words, that there is another way to live, a way of peace, strength, and freedom. Slowly, your silence becomes contagious. You do not only transform yourself, you transform those around you. Remember this truth. Real power does not come from revenge. Real power does not come from shouting louder than everyone else. Real power comes from staying still like the mountain. Real power comes from staying calm like the sky. Real power comes from choosing kindness when anger feels easier. Real power comes from letting go of what does not deserve your peace. So, the next time someone tries to provoke you, stop and ask yourself, do I want to give away my peace to them, or do I want to remain the master of my emotions? That choice is always in your hands. My friend, protect your peace. Guard your power. Embrace the art of not reacting. Because in your silence lies your wisdom, in your calmness lies your freedom, and in your patience lies the life you truly deserve. And if this message touched your heart, share in the comments one moment when you chose silence over reaction and how it changed everything for you.